This House believes that youth are crucial stakeholders in combating climate change. Panel understand that these people of affirmative have still failed to get a clear explanation for this motion. Understand that they talk about things like the youths, they talk about things like they are going to fund the youth organizations that are all about conserving the climate change. But understand that this funding has been there, the government has been funding these organizations, but the effects of climate change are just dominating because actually these organizations are led by people who are actually corrupt, and therefore they end up embezzling the money and diverting it instead of environmental conservation. They talk about things like engaging the youth who have gone to who have studied about environmental conservation in institutes like Bethan. But panel understand that the youths are many, but few of them have got a chance to go to these institutions to acquire education about environmental education, because there is actually poverty and these people do not have money for tuition to go for such things. And what we bring you on our side of the house is that crucial stakeholders are the people who are going to take lead in fighting against the climate change. And who are the crucial stakeholders? Crucial stakeholders in this case, we mean people who are actually experienced, people who have lived for a long time and have witnessed the impact of climate change, who have the idea on how the environment can be conserved. And these are the elders in this case, but not the youths. Understand that understand that the poor climate is just dominating because of these youths in this sense. In this case, understand that many of these youths are drug addicts. Some of them are smokers, and they just even emit the toxic gases into the atmosphere. So they cannot be the stakeholders in combating climate change, yet they are actually the spearheads of destroying the environment in this case. Understand that in this case, we try to mean like people who have the knowledge on how to conserve the environment. We are not saying that we are going to neglect the youth, but understand that we are going to engage these youths who are not drug addicts. Not all youths are going to be engaged in this, because some are actually destroying the environment in order to get money. As my first speaker told you, that there is poverty due to unemployment among these youths, so they go on to destroy the environment through things like charcoal burning, lumbering to get timber for sale. But we are going to engage these youths who have gone for education, who are not drug addicts, to follow the elders in the sense of conserving the environment. And at the end of the day, we shall have unity between the elders and the youths, as well as conserving the environment in this case. Understand that our major emphasis in this debate is to prove to you beyond no reasonable doubt that youth cannot become the crucial stakeholders in combating climate change, yet they are spearheading the effects of climate change, yet they are the very people who are destroying the environment. So from our side of the house, we tell you that we are not going to neglect the youth, but we are going to make the elders who have the experience, who have the resources, for example, funds to carry out the climate change, the elders who have actually lived and who can implement the environmental conservation through buying trees, seedlings, and planting trees. But you cannot go to tell the youth who are actually unemployed to go on and implement environmental conservation, yet they don't have money for buying the trees, seedlings, and that sense of. I rest my case. My third speaker will build on this.